the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Abuza for ene Kwame Sefa Kayi ene Professor Smart Sarpong edi ehyiamu ewo eye Peace FM kokroko dwumadi eso. Na ene Professor Smart Sarpong nsema ode to Kwame Sefa Kayi anim no. Eye nsem a ekodema eye all the aspirants a wonom pese wonom di eye NPP party no anim ede ko eye 2028 general elections no. Na ne kese pa no eko edema eye Kennedy akomprekun e Japan. Ene sen ye sha attacks any insults ene agent train ewo NPP amonyuko no sie currently eye ni nyina efi eye Kennedy camp ana chese eba na ni nyina so eko direct to eye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eso. Eno ena Professor Smart Sarpong kan sem bi say senka Kennedy camp no munim de wasa omo ya e wasa komuso bi free Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho because oko share delegate o preaching vision ena e dey delegate no on di atem na uwo party bi anase uwo bi anka obe criticize ya anka e wasa wo criticize the current government no John Dramani Mahamed's administration no ama o man Ghana nyina ehu say amamu na John Dramani Mahamad ni NDC fobu no enkoyi now so do ideas at one money no ma hwe ho de ato aba na ma eye on the 31st January 2026 enye atemnidie na eno enene won kan say eye internal elections etika atemnidie kwa de enka ho enu wasen ko bidi no yonko atem say the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e campaign no etie no it is a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign on kasanti ano yonko on di no yonko atem because we hu say eye internal elections ana won mo ko nemu say owie primaries na so obetu frank ade ma MPP amanyoko ne dia afeina one be on baby and on bed directing to NDC at large. In fact, ene Professor Smart Sarpong e the Nsem-Pii ato Kwame Sefa Kayi anim e chere Kennedy akomple kwan Japan say e kwan sei e no faso a ebeboa na onjai atemdie na wonom edidi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eno. Yenti ensem ampanifo yi e de to apono so ene.
Menu aba kusi atena ha no pay ya okasa akama yi. Sebi you can still make your point without insulting anybody. You can still make your point without attacking anybody. Adisuade ba akuna mede to manim so mbefa de a free council in an internal election. Rakwame.
Yeah.
So oko campaign na internal election na enema miensa na oji Mike eso ka ho asem.
Ene dey.
Ni edi kan eye enema ekoso wo aban opposition candidate mo a enye papa disappointed the downside of the ruling government. Intendenka MPP flag bearer aspirants in Jamaica. Omu first o make 30 minutes and so mu first 10 minutes no. Omu de assess President Mahamed's government and what is bad about the government. That mean you ba kusia bogalam say so yeah, there are strengths and weaknesses. Wo opposition party wo dey the weaknesses of the government. Now, Makunta MP so betra ha. No so abeka the positives of JM. That is fundamental. Unfortunately, no my monitor say omu beye sa ade na minyan hu no. The way it appears say omu politics not to change no something else, but proper politics.
Nyentina obi resist asem no mo say no. Delegates no money or more kasa.
Ane.
The message should be structured towards their delegates.
Yes.
We need 31st. No.
Yes.
On the our politics now. I don't. How do you see it?
To add to, not just to correct what he's saying. Okay, Doctor, full presentation or highlight the policies are the two Akwemoa and current incumbents. No. AUs. But you are right when you say others are not going about it that way. Because Matiba could be dear 30% of the 45 minutes presentation or the car doctor Nsem-Pii. It's a good advice now. So bit here dear.
Brother, I guess so full preaching as we there only way next. In fact, the first thing no. In fact, Honorable Nembe MP Nembe Minia Kusa Nembe said the work of government spokesperson is not to come here and say my no a ban galamsia wa reporter or nyen ho ade ho no won't spend any time for this idea no or best spending the time that inflation are dropping from 24% down to 9.4.
Yep.
into one so now so your position aspirant no so what you man saying she ni ho fa ndc aban ho a also betimi aka when you do that it energizes your people. Most MPP ni bi anim say the biggest opposition ayi NDC. He wants to hear say NDC ne krasa no mun shada anya ade sa ne yere ho a ye betimi abeje power ne back. Spend your first 10 minutes a free council. Spend your first 10 minutes or 30 minutes. Let your first 10 minutes at least elicit some weaknesses in this government. Benefit, it energizes your own people. Now,
one aspirant say, John Mahama 10 months per wa be mun to win kan ho asem.
Hey, Chairman
General, I think that maybe, but that goes to underscore the fact say 10 months in office, no.
Yeah.
There is very little
you can say about the ruling
against this government. Eh, bi omunya bi.
Me ameti
Gwani omubeka no eswa.
Yeah.
And for that matter. No. Chairman, the government in power, and a flag bearer aspirant, they can say 10 months, the enough to assess this government because we are doing more things right than wrong.
You see,
amongst themselves. That's probably the reason.
Chairman General.
Yes, Prof.
That is the understanding on the street. The understanding out there is that say flag bearers 5, aspirants 5. Munyina mukojina ho na munya hwenka mfa President Mahama ne na memo ho dia. Ene na memo ne ye. Ene ona boya 100%.
Yeah.
That is what it means. And yes, Adianka primary politics will tell you say you spend your energy on your main opponent, not on Momo. So that first 10 minutes, you know. Senior mayor says, yeah, okay, answer. But they are losing, they are missing it. They are wasting the first 10 minutes. You end up not energizing your people. You know. Now what party you say to depend on how far so akasa and say you be at it. Maybe possible can nyasem bone. But obefu say some okay or the papa way. Maybe on so to know your papa no so ardent supporter. Now they are chino. Now but the one thing Chamaji na betimi e kadi en say see ebone say delegates na be share aspirants ni nyina no. Omumu bia ni hon momu ye ardent John Dramani Mahama supporter. Enti hon kra no so koka na mamu ho asem kra onfom obia wo ho. But amongst omu 5 no obia beka na ho asem ho bia no. Kai say ono obi wo ho no mu a ne wo ka na nya ne de. You are dividing the party if you don't use the first 10 minutes well. Second 10 minutes, Chairman General.
Yes.
Say wo ultimate assure wo party for now general benim say omu ye safe under your leadership.
Okay.
In fact, many at times na gap kese beda party no or pager empenifo ndi kodu Jubilee House no. Omu kodu Jubilee House we pe na fe kwan bonka kakra kebi gap kakra kebi abeda omu ne grassroots for nintem.
Yeah.
Abba has been one thing too many. I just want to hope, sir, President Mahama and the government now will not do that mistake.
Protozwa ye MP for Suhum.
Yes, sir.
Or say, apart from campaigning internally, delegates want to know how presidential aspirants can criticize the government to the advantage of the NPP. Professor Smart Sarpong is hitting the nail right on the head.
Yes, and so munim dia and mushia internal party they should let these things come out.
But SS will be in the style of campaign. Any theme or message, any send your person.
You see, theme of message varies when it is external election. But in an internal election, if free left, free right, free say, you target your one source. We are approaching our common target in different ways, if we different directions nearby, but you say a common target here. In Ghana's case, the NDC. The by UP now, Mecha Ghana Nimu 35, no 25, 10, 2. I will explain that later. But I mean, I'm talking about these two, MPP and DC. And I know we have several under the Fourth Republic alone, over 36 political parties. First to you, we can talk about them. It is next 10 minutes, and I say, Obe assure delegates na Germany said this long-standing problem of gap between party and government, you know.
Yeah.
How is it going to be different under Wuwu leadership? No, biaka se o any member appointments in every momo any mayor say how you are going to bridge that gap. Very important. And Chebi, I'm saying this is so contested because these lessons are for all general politics. And at the last 10 minutes, who we are in MPP and NDC, at least Ubenya flag bearer who was some step already into government. Until then, demonstrate to your people, say Ghana no the show who ideas beer, ubetimide assessor of my shebre. That is how people speak in an internal aspirant facing delegates type of conversation. Chairman General Bibia ebechia fasa 3 key themes in Hubiano and your politics. Hey, the only benefit is division. Ube we are saying enough a party now where we German Krano, Ubia Kofi Kran, no Bia Juma he. You who so be there, so be can't so be there. Where science supports this level of communication in an internal politics. Yes, say I told the Bia, you boo by be the G by to destroy one person so that you can get all those things are there. But benefit for Sabina was on say why wouldn't you know party back election now will destroy. Why do you use that principle? Now we are will seek reconciliation. Senior, now we are kete ubo unia yemua. Ofo say adesa obetimi aba say odin be they do that and they destroy their party but
they are working there and no ye DMB format na waka no. Be others now be caution.
Hey, Chairman General so afio pa. Say yes, the judgment is out there for all of us to see.
Yeah, Prof. Yeah, na first for na minko Dixon when na misamba. Me baba kan AUP.
Okay, ne baba kan AUP dia. This will be my conversation with them. Can be moving towards the intermediate conclusion. Ushia delegates bia oye Minia Brian oye Ken oye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oye me officer Yeweduchum na cabinet mestre most formula na mu use no menim baby amusu am politics free. It's deviating from standard internal party leader communication. Munishe can about your opposition party no then you have no business even going to look for the flag bearer. Yes, sir. Said near President Mama, one was so good and no. Do you get it? No. And if there's nothing wrong with what is happening and everything is fine, and you have no business even trying to come and lead. Leadership no begin to look for one or two men. I'm not exposing the NDC or maybe putting, but we are discussing a very serious free political issue. And now, me say, let them feel say gap no usually exists between government and Adina. The BIA, me sure say who friend this if we be like mutum they'll tell you people that hitherto were very close to them and they're from Omunfa. What kind of behavior is that? What kind of behavior is that? Yeah, but one day somebody leader must come and close that gap. Nanka third one no ababeye because of MPP and this thing. Okay, about UP, I will not encourage UP to begin to talk about be president. Amazing, be president. I say it will be too premature. But for the NDC and the MPP, spend some time before your delegates to demonstrate some next level of ideas. President Mama Niwa. And now in the case of the MPP, we have the next opportunity as some ideas would be moving the state to the level we all want. And to me, this advice in this
Mate, this one says, Chairman General, I'm convinced Dr. Bawumia will win on the 31st of January next year. But 3 things he should look at. He should ignore the attacks on himself and focus on the DMB agenda, because we need everybody on board after the primaries. DMB himself is cool and decent, bold and firm. He should rather use our energy to criticize the bad governance of the NDC. Secondly, after the election on 31st, the party should be bold to suspend any hitherto aspirant who becomes an opposition to the opposition MPP. They should refer to BJ Darocha on Alan Chemante's resignation.
They forget, say, young fun say, touch root. Of course, that is not what I want. But should it go to him? The people that are more deny opportunity in 2024, no. No presidential aspirant in the history of our party. Aka say, Seminsan ka akonyana ene mbo bia. Not Nane Kufuado, not President Ejekum Kufuor, not even Professor Dubois here when you baby ko ni hododo na went to me anko contest. One ka say me yare na enko me a ene me enko mo bia. The biggest red flag say be uye bebu no audi obi echi. Na say ono ne personal agenda nkwa na odwen ho a e say uba wechi. Because of our unko si baby pa. Anti-party behavior no ese esutra cause emboayen infaso bieni MPP ese e Kayi humbum. That is the ultimate test. And the only candidate sebe ni dimina ne subai ni bibia a chese or dream not just the party but dream Ghana for home Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now we can say aspirants back who can say you no anka unconceding until the last ballot is counted. The EC even declares before a last ballot is counted in other constituencies. So why would you hold the party to ransom, especially or the country? Why would you hold the country hostage, especially when the results are clear? These are signs, and these are signs that we need a clear, formidable, emotionally intelligent leader or ready room no ready times no and takes the right steps. Say be 2024 pressure back him no me Sh0cks say no boy tell kwa na the machine say na the way democracy yakoto aba enye coup ne but it is having the feel and the make of a coup. Subsequently near me ACC obeka in the era of 10% against government the chief justice here kwai ye fast we you know and no more appointed a new one. And also fast I know say let's look at that. Is it fair? Maybe it isn't. But quite modern fast unity and also yes no. It is not right for anybody anywhere to say as we see a votes now yendi nation. Yen Bawumia for yen kasa bibiada.
Mate.
And we expect say no matter the outcome no yen na yebeba together and push an agenda. So the policies are MPP the two akwemu no and yen ba for dia and yen the supporters nin kwa nya benefits also. Na maminka bibi honorable car said district assembly allocations kono 400% more than the you know emum say usha me asifim kakra how we treated the district assemblies. We could have done better. But usha allocation over 4 million cedis so far this year. It's not about allocation or execution. Yen usha gets fund fact sheeter over 3,000 educational infrastructural projects. Dodo na ye SHS schools. Into 10 months here beno. What have you added to that in terms of your legacy? Ye bisa accountability is inevitable. To say the honeymoon no or the after 31st January no mene bra kwame. Here Monday bia na misi ha.
Prof.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, America Krebi. Empacho, quick comments, Nefe, and sorry, so.
Me pacho you. Enti no, party first no, mene akusi ayajne. Na onumu mo kasa ne bia. In fact, they will not leave the MPP. But still, no ano kasa ne nkwan so nye. No a, no vote. Isabe obi kabistre we be ode. Ochire bi obi so catch say. Wonso no ono so no wonso onto mawa ebe de den dan ye ho ewiase do bia dan ne nyonko. Let's see it as that. The mo anka some history see brakwa me kawe. They are losing sight of where they came from. Ofa a year UJCC 47 na ye inclusivity. No bia ka ho. Fante enzema achema cans ne kwa na bebre. Kikaka ho adeba nia omuye ya for me and there's a lesson to be learned in there. So one lesson here inclusivity everybody is important in any political party. Everybody, forget the tribe, forget the religion, forget the inclusivity. Way back in UGCSU. Now, Nkrumah was given an appointment. They said, and the minister be any appointment. They said, Dr. Nkrumah was given an appointment to move or mobilize for the UGCC.
He was given an appointment as general secretary.
Yes. So make an appointment. Somebody may get appointment as minister for this, minister for that. Need an appointment.
Yeah.
I tell you, sir, break away in the bar. So then Nkrumah in that appointment, rule no nyano. So now when you see the year and for human relations and count, people loved Nkrumah. How did he get there? He utilized the appointment he was given wisely. Fienya saka crack ahun ni ade. O chini nyina no cancer pa not. Am for say break away about their way or you're a good man. How do people use the appointments they are given to promote? I
see your point, but
yeah. I don't want to hit a certain nail.
Yeah.
But umutie na sabi following the person mekano. And a wrong focusing. UGCC. In fact, because and can Nkrumah break away no. There were five more people left. Now a big 6. So 5 more people. No one now break away. 5 no. Instead of sitting back and say, so let's reorganize ourselves. Say no. Bakunfa. Satan kwa Ghana regions ne no 10. Bakunfa. Nipa bakun ye numu die. We could have closed the gap. They spent all their energy focusing and attacking and chasing after the same Nkrumah. When you do that, you popularize Nkrumah more. And also a lesson beer. Fast track to UP and Nayaka once me. Sacrifices are key in the UP conversation. Dombo hand over the entire Northern People's Party to in that time no na Dombo nkwa kita 15 Ghana seats nyana yesa na Dombo kita 15 seats. In the group that merged in 54 na national